Welcome to VibeCoding. So this is a menu for a whole lot of different bits of code, right? So I've got 6 VibeCode ones. And I guess the first question you might have is, how hard is it to create all of these? And how long did it take? So if we just have a little look at this, we've got examples of different activities you can make with vibe coding. I don't know, we're up to this one. This is about the different countries and comparisons and global view, that sort of thing. So I guess this entire site, including these activities to do with Harry Potter and Te Reo Māori, there's 2 of those, 2 different pages, so this is page 910, and that involves taking a photo of the page and having some existing code, shoving that in with a quick prompt, and I end up with this. So roughly, the vibe coding itself takes 5 minutes, not even. Then you've got to test it. So for example, this one here, I think, was kind of cool. I changed up the colors. It was the same code but revamped and kind of cool. But it had, for smile, it had ata ata, which is like video or something. And so that's the time. It's not the coding. It's not the deploying, the saving, anything like that. It's actually checking what the AI has created, because AI is getting better and better, but it still makes mistakes. Just think of it as like it's human, because like it's got all the information from us and it makes the same kind of typos we would. So this entire thing was over 2 days, but it's not 2 days work. Maybe in the evening, when I'm too tired to do any more exercise and I'm watching TV, I'm vibe coding at the same time. It's not costing me time. Yeah. Okay, so I guess your question is, how do I begin and why GitHub? So if we just go to GitHub, all right, this I'm already logged in. And you can see I've got all these different repositories, okay, of code. So I've got a whole heap of stuff. Now, how long have I been coding? Since I think it was term 4 this year, so literally just a few months. And in actual fact, you'd be able to see with these that it was 2 days ago that I started. All right, and basically that's what I've ended up with. So once you're on GitHub, you've got this plus here, and you can create new repository. That's probably what you want to do. And then when you've got your repository, you need to get an index. I feel like it kind of automatically goes with the index, but you'll make more than one thing and you need to like catalog them somehow. So the index here, you can see I've got my VibeCode buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Harry Potter buttons, checklists, and Te Reo. Now, once you've got the code, it's quite easy to see. You've got a blue button for this, blue button for this. If you wanted to change the color, you could change it to purple or red or green. The setup for the colors is up here. I did not code this, all right? I just tell AI what I want and it does it. And then I edit the code. Now, in a past life, I was actually a programmer, and that's how you code. Mostly you're starting with existing code or copying a structure or using something prior knowledge. So the big idea here is all my code is shared, so you can find the code that you like the look of, you simply copy it here and you give it to ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini. You give them the code and say swap out the content for and what you want. And then once you've got the new code, you actually just here you would go add file, you'd copy the code in, Control V, and then here you would name it. I do tend to call them .html, possibly don't need to. I started off on Firebase, right, and I've worked out Firebase you don't need. You can actually just have it on GitHub, you don't need that additional step. And in here I have actually managed to have an AI assistant. At the moment I can't see where it is. I mean, you've got him here, but I think sometimes he doesn't work because you're not paying. However, you don't actually really need it because I do all my coding outside of this. It's just this is where to store the code and deploy the code. So the next question is, how do you deploy the code? So if we go to settings, I think, yes, and pages, she says, it's simply published here. So that's my live site, deployed from a branch, the main branch. This all kind of comes up on its own. And if you get stuck, who do you ask? Ask AI. And trust me, Firebase is Google, Gemini is Google, but Gemini might not be the best AI to tell you about Firebase. This is actually Microsoft, but that does not mean that Microsoft is the best to tell you about it. So just ask. It's all about learning the language of asking the questions. And honestly, your fastest ways, if you like the look of my site, you just take my index, copy it, and then you change this up. And so you can then copy the code into Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, and say swap out, or you swap it out yourself. The big thing is, where am I? If we go back here, we go back to the index, you'll see that this here relates to these files here. So you're just creating more and more files, and you're putting them in the index. For your students, you're just going to give them the link in your Google Classroom or your OLE or whatever you're using at school. You'll just give them the link to the activity you want them to do right now. The index is really for your own navigation and sort of those top-end kids that want to go further and explore. So let's have a quick look at my development site. This all sites business, those are old Google sites, and these were my Firebase. Well, I haven't even added in here now my GitHub ones, right? And interesting quirk, if I've created on Firebase, so I'm just showing you different sorts of things while I'm talking. If I've created something on Firebase, put the code to GitHub, I can then deploy in GitHub. So I've actually like double deployed, which doesn't matter. I want to leave this alone because this has been used by students and I don't want it to disappear if they want to reuse them next year. So I've just sort of changed up what I do, but when I had Google Sites, I'd do the same each year. I'd just start new. So basically from here on in, I'm not going to bother with Firebase. I am going to just use GitHub. And another video will be about why is GitHub okay and why did I stop with Firebase. And that's all about working out what I need code for. How much functionality do I need? Anyway, I'm surprised if you're still listening. I'm just trying to help anyone who wants to start this coding journey and doesn't know where to start, basically.